Are you a podcaster? Maybe you've got that big idea and you're looking for a network to join. The multi-award-winning Ozcast Network can get your content to eyes and ears all over the world. Join now for the first month free, and you could be featuring this sound at the beginning of your podcast. Ozcast. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
I had the Farmers Union iced coffee, but I had the strong version, and it was a little bit too bitter for my. I'm a sweet man, so it was too bitter for me.
Definitely this week, I think we're going to experiment a bit this week's game with some different flavours of milk, because we've been running with the chocolate a bit too heavily. I want to get a bit unusual this week.
Strawberries and bananas.
Strawberry. We went to get strawberry last time. It was sold out, but I'm thinking like some of those new brands, new flavours, combinations. They got
eggnogs and
eggnog would be a good shout. That's a good shout. Now that you've said that, I think we'll lock that one in.
Eggnog. Yeah, I do
love
like
it, boys. Hey folks, before we start today's episode, a big shout out to our two sponsors, Rackets and Strings and also Southern Slugs. Rackets and Strings are South Australia's biggest tennis store. They've got two stores at Mile End and a brand new one that's just opened down at Summerton Park. That's Unit 2, 11 Oaklands Road, so head on down there. They've got lots of great tennis gear for sale. And also a shout out to Southern Slugs, Pete Oldfield and the gang there. They've got a wonderful event happening up there in Phuket in Thailand in December. That's a 5-day event. There's the over 35s, that's the men, the slugs, and the open age women's, which is the dingoes. So get involved in that. Go to the Southern Slugs Facebook page to find out more details, but should be a lot of fun. Well, what a pleasure it is to have the boys from Marmalade and also Div 12 Ressies. We've got Srey and also DJ Checkers. They're obviously original names. Joel,
and I'm Riley.
And Riley, yep.
Cheers for having us, Bevo. Great to be here.
Love it here.
No, great to have you boys in. Now, you both work at the Highway together. Is that how you first got to meet? Is that the relationship, how that all came about?
No, we met in the city in a nightclub.
Wow.
It was called Downtown. I was DJing there, and Srey would have just turned 18, maybe.
Yeah, and I was coming in a bit, and then they said, "Do you want to get behind and like start promoting?"
We sort of worked out that he liked his footy and his cricket, which is something that I was passionate about, and a few of the other guys who were working there were passionate about. So then we just clicked when we met each other there, and and then basically we bumped into each other a few other times in the city.
Yeah. Worked
out that he has a bit of a similar wavelength to me when it comes to sport and the unusualness of it. So yeah, we just clicked, and that's how that was probably it was during the middle of COVID.
2020.
2020?
Yeah.
So we only met recently, and then we started the TikTok page pretty much.
Not long after that.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And Marmalade, was that something you both love to eat, or?
Yeah, I ask this all the time. It's great because there's a bit of a hidden agenda behind it, but like, I mean, it's like a good thing because there's a bit of mystery behind it. But yeah, it comes from Trevor Marmalade from the footy show.
Legend.
One, because I'm not wearing it at the moment because it's at home. I came straight from work. But I have this footy show hat that I've worn everywhere for about 10 years. We both work in pubs and bars. So it's like Trev was off the side in the bar, and then we both like footy. So it was like a footy account. We both work in the bars, the footy show hat, it all just connected together. And we're like, let's just call it Marmalade. It's got a bit of like a secret meaning behind it.
So nothing to do with the food marmalade?
No, but we market it with the food marmalade, but that's what our logo is at the moment and everything. So, and we try to use like the orange colour in a lot of things. But yeah, no, it's all basically just connects back to Trev Marmalade from the footy show.
Yeah. Oh, what a legend. Those are the golden days of absolutely.
Need him back on TV.
Yeah, 100%. And the street talks, and which I'll get to in a moment because you guys are doing your own street talk.
Yeah, Sam's mailbag.
They were the great old days for sure. Hey, tell us about the idea behind doing the talks and everything. And obviously you got to meet some incredible celebrities, probably none bigger than Gil himself. But tell us about how that idea came about.
It was real rogue, wasn't it?
You know for this one.
Yeah, I guess we needed it. Well, basically we were at the pub, and our mate owns that pub, and he's like, there's a footy over in the tree. Do you want to get it down? So we head over, grabbed it down, and we just kicked it over his pub for a talk at first, give him a bit of publicity. He just bought it.
Well, we had this TikTok channel that didn't have any followers on it. It was just something we'd just been mucking around with. Like anyone that's got their mobile phone, you might have a couple hundred followers on your TikTok and you just upload a couple rogue clips. But yeah, we the mate that owned the pub was just like, just whack it on your TikTok, see how it goes. And then we woke up the next morning, I think it had 200,000 plays on it, which looking back now isn't that crazy, but at the time we were like, whoa, like
that's still unreal.
That was your first, click. Like where most of your videos you put up, we were putting up, we're getting like 200 views or whatever, like, just mucking around with mates or whatever. But yeah, 200K, we're like, all we did was just kick a flat footy over the roof or something, and that's. So yeah, the next week when we caught up, I think we kicked over IKEA, Bunnings. I think we did a Dan Murphy's, McDonald's, and they all just got similar play counts. We're like, well, if this is a niche that TikTok needs or wants, then we'll just keep doing it. So I think in the first year we lost 100 footies, 100 sharings. We started off because it was weird. I don't know why I had so many, but growing up, every year I'd buy a new footy, like I'd buy a new sharing just to like take to the park and kick or whatever. And I had all the old ones in my boot. So then when I went down the park to have a kick, I'd have like 10 or so footies in my boot over the years. You know, you kick them into shape or whatever, and then you get a new one when it gets a bit old. So we just kicked all those leather ones over the roofs, and then we're like, oh, we need to go actually buy footies now because we kept losing them all on the roof of places. Yeah, we ended up every week we'd go out and buy out all the footies at Big W or Kmart, walk out with a big trolley full of footies, and then I'd always ring him up or go online and check the stock, see if they got more sharings in stock. We'd have to go I remember traveling out to Hallett Cove at one point to pick up footies because I know the Kmart's in our area had any sharings.
Bought them all.
Yeah, so it was a bit of a journey like that. I mean, we were only buying the cheap sharings. I could have paid $180. We only paid, the $20 sharings or whatever.
Yeah.
We sold Kmart and Big W out of them for a period of time. But I mean, as it's evolved, we've sort of grown out of doing that as well because it was a costly exercise. There was the dangers of like hitting things as well on the roof, and plus I think we rinsed it for what it was worth, and it was good fun in the meantime. But we somehow managed to evolve Marmalade into a range of different things in the footy community. At first, we had no media background, we had no intention of doing any media or have microphones at any point in our hands. It was just we'll just go and kick a few more footies today. And now it's just developed, so we can go out and do all sorts of stuff with footy.
Literally anything.
And getting to meet Tony Jones, obviously, like you boys, I love the Sunday footy show. What was it like meeting D? Because he comes across like quite a serious sort of bloke. Yeah,
the first time I met him, you weren't with me, but I was over in Melbourne. We got to sit in on the footy show because we were doing some stuff with Kane Corns, and he's he cops a lot of hate in the media, but he's like the nicest guy ever off the cameras. And he managed to get us on set for the footy show. So I was sitting pretty much like in a studio like we are right now and just sitting on the lounge behind the set, just watching everything unfold.
How good.
And then the funny thing was that day they were running a bit short on time. Well, someone went through their clip a bit fast, so they actually snuck us on the show for a quick 30-second period as well. We didn't know at the time, we just rocked up to watch, and then the producers I think it was Matty Lloyd went through his segment too quick. And they're looking at the time and they got left to go, we're a bit ahead of time. Can you quickly jump in here and we'll mic you up real quick? So I got a random TV plug that day. But yeah, TJ, the first time I met him, what did he say? He called me Sushi Mango. I had to look him up. I don't know if you know who Sushi Mango is, but because my haircut and like unusual kid I was wearing. He's just sushi. He thought I was sushi. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, then the next time we bumped into him was at Gather Round recently, and then he just straight away recognised. He's like, oh, it's a Sushi Mango guy. But yeah, Trey was with me that time, and we had a few other guys from Victoria with us. So he was actually hilarious.
Yeah, he's a funny bloke.
He's a bit serious on air, but I think he's probably a very busy man. He's on so much media stuff. His brain would have to be pretty focused. He was about it. He had a laugh with us, so that's a good guy.
And Gil as well. Obviously, you're trying for ages to get him, and you finally got him to kick a talk.
Finally got to kick a talk. Yeah. There's tattoos on our knees.
Yeah, both have tattoos.
I won't take my pants off but it's underneath here somewhere. We've obviously got it on our social media. You can go back and find the video. But yeah, we did this whole campaign.
A year.
It was a year-long campaign. It started round 1 at the MCG with all these signs, and then we did all these like random video ideas that we wrote throughout the year. Like during the national election, we just did like an election campaign for Gil to kick this talk. I'm trying to think what else we did. We got everyone to create their own signs. We got the tattoos. There was all a range of videos that we did just all throughout the year to like sort of build up a campaign, and then we finally got it done on the MCG the week of the grand final. So
that's amazing.
It's huge.
It comes across like a pretty laid-back fella, away from all the serious, side of his role.
He loved getting a chance to kick the footy on the MCG. I mean, for a guy who could probably walk into the MCG any time of the day, any day of the week, could probably have access to as many footies as he wants, and as many players as he wants. It felt like he'd never done it before, and that was like, you think if you're the CEO of the AFL, you could go out in the G and have a dob whenever you want, but he was loving it. He's like, this is fantastic. I'm kicking footies on the G. Like, that's awesome. Anyone's dream that's a footy fan is to get out in the G and have a kick or get out, any time we get the chance, like go out in Adelaide Oval, you'd be like, oh, this is unreal. Like we're out on the deck, where all our idols play. So
yeah,
he was loving it. He didn't want to leave.
Oh, so good. And well done for chasing that up. And I guess it again just shows all the hard work you guys have put in, so well deserved. Now, the latest thing which is going absolutely nuts is the Div 12 Ressies. You boys both play for Lockleys. When did you first start playing for Lockleys, and how did this idea come about?
I've been playing since I was under 8s, but Srey hadn't played footy since you tell your footy story.
I haven't played footy since I was 17. I played at Elizabeth my whole life, so I moved out this way. Like, in terms of Adelaide, it's pretty decent far away from where we stay at Elizabeth, so I never thought I was going to play footy again. I'd written it off. I was like, I'm no good, like, don't worry about it. And then Checkers is like, nah, you're playing this year. The whole through the preseason, he's like, you're playing. And I never went. And then he goes, it was like the training before the round 1. And he's like, you're going to come out to training. And I was like, I'll come out to 1.
Dragged him off the lounge. He was actually he was asleep at like 6 o'clock and training was like 6:30. I had to wake him up and be like, get your shoes on, we're going now.
So yeah, I rolled in. The culture was good. I guess everybody kind of knew me a little bit, which was like a bit easier going into a new footy club. And just the laugh, I thought it was heaps funny. And then I just signed up and then went away with it.
Brilliant.
Yeah, we didn't have any plan to make it into the Div 12 Ressies or make content out of it. It was more just, we're just going to play footy together for something to do on a Saturday because it's what I've been doing for years. And I was like, well, if Srey's living me and he likes footy just as much as I do, then he's got to come out and play. But our other housemate came out to watch the first game we played just for a look because he had the day off work and he's like, I'll go watch my housemates play footy. And I think by the time he hit quarter time, he was like crying of laughter about how he thought it was a good standard of footy, I think. And then he got out there and realised not a single person had hit a target all day. I think we kicked 0 goals 6 in the first quarter.
We had a bad day
Srey hadn't touched a footy.
Yeah.
I mean, I was giving away free kicks and he was just like this. He was dying. He said it was like watching the Benny Hill show or something. So he just got his phone out and filmed the rest of the game and was like, I'm making videos out of this. I didn't even know he was doing it until the next day. We got a few messages about some of the videos he'd uploaded on his own account. Which is like anything as content, he created this account. And that started blowing up. That's gone crazy. It's got like 30,000 followers since we started playing footy. But yeah, he just started filming our games. And then obviously we get a bit of footage out of it now, put it on Marmalade, and we sort of cross-collaborated all a bit. And we've now got people coming out to our games and filming stuff. And fans coming out. Who would ever thought that we'd have fans coming out to watch D-grade footy? But
so
yeah, it's turned into a bit of a meme. I don't know.
Yeah,
we got on the Today Show recently. Tom Wren came out and
yes, I saw that.
Came to our training, kitted up, and then that blew it up even more. Like after that, I just put it on like a national scale because I think locally in Adelaide it was starting to gain a bit of traction. But that was like, recently we had the State of Origin coming in, and a lot of interstaters in town, and we were getting recognised by people from Queensland, New South Wales, which just blew our mind because we didn't know how far it'd gone.
Sensational.
But
yeah, because I was about to ask you guys, any tips for those people that, whether they be young or old, that want to go viral on TikTok?
Just consistently post. I think that's my one. I don't know if you've got any that you think.
I think I said it a couple of days ago. It's being comfortable, being uncomfortable. But it's putting yourself out there. If you're not out there and you can't have a crack, I mean, it's not going to go anywhere. Just get to be comfortable being yourself. You don't need to change your personality to, get followed and stuff. I guess like
the one thing we do with the Div 12 Ressies in that sense is like we're very happy for people to have a laugh at our own expense. That's the basis of it. There's a lot of people out there that will fake it till they make it, or want to make sure they look attractive and they Photoshop their photos. And that's the modern society that we just live in, like with Instagram, and they're putting filters on their photos or whatnot. But we don't really care. We're happy if you guys are laughing at us. That's the aim of the thing.
It's great.
Poke fun at us. We don't care. That's the whole reason why we're out there.
And
as long as other people are smiling too, we're smiling. We're enjoying the footy.
Yeah.
We don't want to. We know we're bad. We know we're bad, and that's the thing. We're comfortable with the fact that we are not good at football. But yeah, for me, it's just consistently posting. I see so many accounts out there make a few funny videos and they lose that motivation to just keep running with it. Sometimes your views are going to go up and down. Sometimes, you're going to get good opportunities and you have a real dry spells where you just don't hear from anyone for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. So yeah, just keep plugging at it because it's going to come out in the end. The more you put in, the more you're going to get out. So.
And you think you guys won a game a couple of weeks ago? Is that the first game of the year? Is that correct or not yet? Did I see a video the other day?
I didn't play that game actually, but yeah, the boys got up.
You got our first win, and Srey got dropped for that game.
Yeah,
So,
I didn't go to training, so I thought that was pretty fair.
Shout out to the captain coach, Zeus.
Yeah, cheers for that one.
Oh yeah, for teeing us up. Yeah, for sure.
He teed up the podcast, but he dropped Srey from the first win. I'm going to say it helped us win because I feel like if he was out there...
No, I don't know about that.
We've been in a bit of trouble.
I don't know about that.
Who was that against?
Port Districts. We dropped Srey and we got a gun recruit, kicked 5 goals.
Yeah,
so,
Matty Knight?
not Matty Knight that week. We had Matty Knight the week after. But he also put on a good show. He's very skilled.
He's very skilled.
Yeah.
If he had the fitness, he'd be an absolute gun.
I'm pretty sure a few of the boys at Eagles are trying to convince him to do a pre-season next year. Down at Woody West. We'll get him as a player coach in the reserves.
Yeah. He'll love the shout out, by the way, as well. Loves a bit of line.
Loves a bit of me time, yeah.
Anyone that's got a King of the North as your name.
King of the North,
he's a great man. He's a great man.
Yeah, for sure. No, he's a funny bloke. But and in terms of the videos and stuff, guys, where you do your interviews after port matches and also obviously the State of Origin one, tell us about some of the funny characters you come across, and because there's been some real loose interviews.
Yeah,
I love it. It's great.
When we do the interviews, we try aim for like night games because we found during the process, like the day games, people just aren't drinking, aren't sort of like after the game when we go put ourselves out in that situation, we're sort of standing outside the ground with a camera and a microphone trying to get people to talk to us. And during the night games, people are a bit more happy to like spend their time floating around and hang around after the game. But during the day game, you know, they might have something on at night. They might have a birthday or a dinner they got to go to. So a lot of people just rush out the stadium and leave. But yeah, Friday or Saturday nights when we get our best content after the footy, people are happy to have a few beers. They're happy to hang around and chat because, you know, it's already 10 o'clock. They haven't really got much planned. So we get a good crowd of, you know, blokes who've had probably 5 or 6 beers on the hill and ready to tell us everything they think about the game. Yeah. So
let's go. You did it the other night with State of Origin as well.
State of Origin. It was a bit different because I don't know much about the NRL. And
we're not.
Had all these guys coming up wanting to chat about the NRL, and I was just like, I'll do my best. But yeah, we thought we'd run it. We'd try and get around as much sport that comes to Adelaide because, you know, Adelaide's had a massive year this year for sport. It's been great. But
you're right.
The Malinauskas, we used to play footy against him, but he just loves sport. And he's brought the golf and gather round. We had State of Origin. Trying to think what else. We had the Clips will come back, or the Velo 500. So
he's done a wonderful job.
It's been crazy amount of sport we've had access to. So even the tennis, we had Djokovic.
Yeah, of course. Good point. And we've got the beach volleyball coming up as well. And
yeah.
No, well said. Actually, it's funny. You guys mentioned how you obviously wanted to have Gil, and you tried really hard to get him to do a talk and everything. I want to get Mally on Legends of Bevo. That's my aim.
See what we can do. We bump into him occasionally because he's always at the sport. I played a few games of footy against him back in the day. He was an original Div 12 Resi at Adelaide Uni, and we've had a few matchups. No, he'd be a very good shout. He's a very, very good man. He loves his sport. So
yeah, it comes across like a laid-back sort of bloke as well.
Big Port fan.
Yes.
The best Mally story I got is one time we played a game against him at Adelaide Uni, and I think the Beer and Barbecue Festival was on that day.
Yeah.
And within 5 minutes of the game ending, I sort of went in the rooms. We'd had our shower, and we're sitting down to have our post-game beer. I opened my phone, and Malinauskas has uploaded a photo straight away. He's at the Beer and Barbecue Festival with a West End in his hand.
That is brilliant.
In a suit. And I was like, literally 12 minutes ago, I shook his hand on the field because we were playing near wherever the Beer and Barbecue Festival was. And 12 minutes later, he's in his full suit and a West End in hand.
Such a lad, isn't he?
Yeah, he gets around. He had, snuck the game of footy in because he obviously had commitments he had to do. But yeah,
I'm surprised you guys didn't get on down to the Live Golf and do some interviews.
We tried. Tickets were sold out. Couldn't get in.
Yeah.
Busiest, most in-demand event we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely.
Next year. We're going to get in early next year. Tickets just sold out before we could even think about it. Yeah, they were like a Justin Bieber concert or something.
Yeah.
But next year we'll plan in advance.
And I saw you boys as well do something with the Shepmates. They're another couple of guys I'd love to get on Legends as well. Shout out to those boys, but they're doing great things with their...
Very good band, yeah.
Yeah, how did you get to connect with those boys?
They were doing a video. They came to Adelaide to do a video. They just wanted some Adelaide people in their video. So we were lucky enough to get a message. Srey was at work, so he couldn't come, but I had the day off work, so I just went down and did a little segment for their video. But they're super busy guys. They are everywhere right now. They're doing all sorts of sports, and I mean, credit to them because it's a very consuming sort of game that they're in, where they're they've got to be on top of their game in terms of making sure all the content's good, and they spend a lot of time each week.
They do such a great job though, don't they? And,
it's great to watch.
And it's like you boys just sort of came out of nowhere and then just, it's a credit to everyone that's doing so well.
They're very marketable too. There's two blokes with a mullet and moustache. They both look like athletic, Aussie sort of Aussie blokes. I think the international market will eat them up once they crack into that big time. They'll be they're just like a good picture of what Australian got blokes in their 20s are
the new Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and going forward, what's the plan for you boys?
Just keep working hard and never on content.
Just not letting up. I guess when it gets to a point, people can be like, they can, rest on their laurels. We're just going to push forward, keep doing what we can. Like, no days off.
We don't want to get complacent or anything with where we've got to. Just keep working harder because, like I said before, the more we put in, the more we get out. So the harder we work on the content, the more opportunities open up, the more doors have opened up for us. So, yeah, I mean, it went from where we're probably catching up once a fortnight to film, and now we try to film like 4 to 5 times a week.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
We probably get to a stage, hopefully, where it could be our full-time job. We can film every single day.
Yeah, that'd be very handy.
Rely on the content to pay all our bills. So hoping that day comes one day. But yeah, that'd be a lot of fun if we can just go out and enjoy ourselves every day filming. And
love it, boys. Love your attitude. And looking back now, obviously it's been a couple of years since you've been doing your Marmalade stuff, like you said. Perhaps I'll start with you, Trey. What's, I guess, a couple of your real highlights in the last couple of years?
Has to be like being on like stepping foot on the turf at the G. Like, I'd never thought as like a 14-year-old, 15-year-old kid I was gonna do that. The talk with Marnus, that was unreal. Like, it's not every day you get to meet like the world's greatest cricketer. And then generally probably just going on a Saturday and playing footy. Like, I've really missed that part of my life. So it's unreal going every Saturday, having a bit of a laugh, but then being around a good bunch of blokes.
Yeah, well said. And yourself, Chex?
Yeah, the MCG was just surreal because footy's been in my life since I was like a young kid, and just being out there was the week of grand final. Just being like, I can't believe I've done a few MCG tours. They don't let you step on the turf or anything like that. It's very prestigious ground. It's probably the most prestigious ground in the world almost. I mean, you're allowed out in Adelaide Oval occasionally. We've had that before, but like MCG, it's just like they only let the players out there, and it's always it was like a big deal just finally getting to take a first step out in the grass. Yeah. I've been on the little AstroTurf bit around the outside, but I've never been let out in the middle, and to kick the footy out in the middle was just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this year's just been wild. We met Novak Djokovic earlier in the year. We've had Gather Round, which is just like unreal, just seeing like what we've invested so much time into, like AFL the last 2 years of our lives. It's like any free time we've had, been making AFL content, and then seeing it all come to Adelaide was great. Just seeing like all the Victorians and New South Wales and Queensland, WA, everyone just come here and enjoy what we know is great, like, the Adelaide Oval Hill or just the Adelaide Oval, the footbridge and all that sort of stuff. Just see other people in Australia finally get to experience that was just good to like, it was a bit of like a, stand back and take it in sort of moment for me.
Love it. And before I let you guys go as well, the Chalky Milk side here, where they come from?
I mean, look at us. We definitely don't miss many meals, and our nutritious diet is full of what athletes would eat and consume. But yeah, I don't know. I've been drinking milk for a very long time.
Yeah, it's kind of been his thing. I mean, you've been
it was
doing
my
it for
thing
10
for
years.
ages. I was running it through my DJ gigs. I was taking milk to some gigs back in the day, and then it really kicked off at the cricket over summer. We did a video where we're on the Adelaide Oval Hill and we had the milk, and that sort of got a bit of traction. And then we were just like, oh, I should keep running with it. Took it to the games. Recently, we've been having kids rock up to our games now. We have like a group of kids that come religiously to our games and bring chocolate milk out.
Yeah.
Run it out to us at quarter time, half time.
Brilliant.
Make sure we're hydrated. Yeah, the other week I didn't drink any water Friday night because I was at work all night. I just forgot to like load up on water. And I got to the game, and normally at quarter time, you stick into the water bottles, and I got ran out of milk. Then at half time, didn't get the chance to get to the water bottles because again, kids are just milk. 3/4 time, I was feeling really dizzy, and I got a concussion test done on me, and I was like, no, I just move out of the way. I really need a glass. I need a sip of water. I need some H2O, please. None of this. I'll have a sip of H2O and I'll come back to the milk. But yeah. I was, when you just get a bit dehydrated, and I've been running around. And milk's probably not the best thing to be drinking when you're running around. But
you're right, it does definitely dehydrate you. So, what about the iced coffees, boys? That's my favourite.
Oh,
yeah, I don't mind an iced coffee, but Srey had one the other week and he wasn't a fan of it on the ground.
I had the Farmers Union iced coffee, but I had the strong version, and it was a little bit too bitter for my. I'm a sweet man, so it was too bitter for me. But
definitely this week, I think we're going to experiment a bit this week's game with some different flavours of milk because we've been running with the chocolate a bit too heavily. I want to get a bit unusual this week.
Strawberries and bananas.
Strawberry.
Yeah,
we went to
definitely.
get strawberry last time. It was sold out. But I'm thinking like some of those new brands, new flavours, combinations they got.
Eggnogs and...
eggnog would be a good
going.
shout. That's a good shout. Now that you've said that, I think we're going to lock that one in.
An eggnog. Yeah, I do
Love
like
it,
an
boys.
eggnog.
And finally, where can everyone check you guys out? Tell us more.
We got TikTok, Marmalade. You just look up Marmalade on the social. But we got TikTok and Instagram, probably our two major platforms.
Yep.
Just recently, we launched a YouTube channel, so we've only had that for about a month now.
Yeah.
Going to put a bit of effort into that over the next few months with some like game day vlogs. And
Big time.
Srey's been taking the GoPro out to footy games and giving us his opinions.
Yeah, they're not very insightful.
We're on Facebook as well, Twitter.
Twitter.
The major ones like TikTok and Instagram, that's where most of our videos go up, and it's where you can see all the antics we get up to.
Yeah.
So.
Sensational. And any plans on getting super fit and playing at a higher standard next year, boys? Or
Oh,
We've had all these, lately I've had juniors come up to me telling me that they're drinking milk and not training and eating more pies. So I'm a little concerned we're encouraging the next generation of kids to not try as hard, and we're going to have all these semi-obese athletes running around in 20 years. But yeah, I mean, Srey's working hard at the moment on his shins. He's had a few injuries, so hopefully
cooked, but sorting them out now.
Yeah, he's been going to the physio and stuff, so we're trying to get Srey's body right for the Div 12 Ressies. But yeah, no, we're loving it. We're loving just to be able to play footy and have fun, not stress too much about the result, not stress too much about, fair crack to anyone that is stressed and, wants to play AFL. We're content with where we are. We know where our skill level is, and, happy to run with that.
And having fun, that's the most important thing, boys. Exactly.
Enjoying it.
Because you guys mentioned before about how you just want to keep going with your TikToks and everything else. Plans are being on radio or television full time as well down the track, or?
Oh, I mean,
we'd love to.
Yeah,
like we said before, if we get a chance to make it our full-time gig, full-time income, or, we aren't making a lot of money from TikTok or Instagram at the moment or what we do, but we're enjoying it. That's the big thing.
Yep.
So if we can monetize it in a way that, it can become our job, it's going to be such an enjoyable job to have.
Yeah.
So,
well said.
Yeah.
Yeah. You and me both, boys. That's what I'm hoping.
Exactly. Hopefully, it's so fun doing this sort of stuff. So
yeah,
if you can make that your full-time craft, your life would be an absolute dream.
Yeah, well said. And one very quick one on Toast. Give that a plug as well, boys.
Oh yeah, we got a podcast on Spotify. We haven't put too much effort into it yet, but something we'll definitely pursue a bit more once we just get time.
We get out there.
We're just trying to build the videos up at the moment. Everyone's loving the videos, but we'll do a few more podcasts soon.
Big time.
We've only done 2 major ones, I think, at the moment. But yeah, it's something we're definitely planning on getting stuck into.
Well, if you boys want to reverse it and interview me,
definitely, that would sound like a good plan. I think we should do that at some point. Sounds great.
Definitely.
Hey, Srey and DJ Checkers, thanks so much for coming on Comedy Legends with Bevo. It's been an absolute blast, boys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us, mate.
It's been a pleasure.
Are you a podcaster? Maybe you've got that big idea and you're looking for a network to join. The multi-award-winning Ozcast Network can get your content to eyes and ears all over the world. Join now for the first month free, and you could be featuring this sound at the beginning of your podcast.
Ozcast.
Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.